Shaquille Oneil can only get bigger. All right, Kathleen, I need to go out. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Go busk.
Okay, we're going to have an English lesson. In Nottingham, the way you pronounce the word myself is missin. Yourself is yersin. Himself is issin. Herself, ersin. Ourselves, ussins. Yourselves, yersins. Themselves, thisins. Mine is mine. Yours is yorn. His is isn't. Hers is earn. Ours is on. Yours is yorn. And theirs is theirn. How about that? A Nottingham English lesson. You're welcome.
morning. Good morning.
Doctor!
It's 6:34.
In the morning.
I think so. It's dark out.
I can barely hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
No,
What's up with that?
I don't know.
It
It sounds kind of like when it should be on speakerphone, but it's a phone call that you should have up to your ear.
I am on the computer.
It sounds like my cell phone's problem, so I'm going to bounce out and bounce back in. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, mic check.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfectly.
Great.
Equipment. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Always seems to be a glitch, so anyway, I killed this telephone to make up some room in it, because like nothing would update anymore, and it had this like disc-shaped thing up there with an exclamation point triangle, and nothing's working. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna kill it. Now I get this weird thing with my keyboard. It was always nice and quiet. It sounds like a picture's taking every time I click on a letter. It goes.
Oh, you can change that.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that right now. I'll figure it out. I'm just kind of tired to do it right now. I'll do it tomorrow. Book it. So who knows what's going to happen? This is my last cigarette. I might have to go like
Rambo?
I might have to go see if like Dave's got any stashed.
Thought you're gonna have to put on your jogging outfit and go run to the grocery store.
I don't even have a jogging outfit and everything's closed except for the truck stop up on the interstate up there. That's open 24.
Huh. Yeah, I don't have a jogging outfit either.
Yeah. Shit. No, I don't. Wow. I can't jog.
Yeah.
I used to run a lot when I was young. I had really good running shoes and stuff, you know. I don't know, just kind of wore off after a while. I'd probably keel over of a heart attack or break a hip or something.
But it'd be painful either way.
Yeah. Like I had to move the seat on the bike because like my knee kept clicking.
It wasn't a good angle for you?
No.
Yeah. I know what you mean about the clicking. Crepitus.
I mean, it was a good angle to get good speed and everything. Could have moved the seat so my knee doesn't go like straight or click.
Yeah, not worth the pain.
Oh, it's a lot of hills here. I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to probably like get like, I don't know, I've seen like these they're like bicycles, but they also have like electric motors and you like generate them. You know when you pedal? Oh, then they can kick on so you can like take these hills out here. Because there's a lot of dirt roads and some really kick-ass hills and just beautiful countryside and stuff. And I don't want to go get like a moped or something like that. I'd rather exercise.
Yeah.
As I light a cigarette. It's good to get out there. You know, I was going to go out there. I told you I was going to go out there and pick up all those sticks from the storm. It snowed.
Oh. Oops.
Yeah, get up the next morning. Yeah, let me get I'm all gung ho. Woo-hoo, went to bed early. Oh, 4 inches of snow outside. Didn't see that coming. Nobody did.
Oh, interesting. It wasn't even in the news that it was going to come?
Don't watch the news, but usually, I mean, like, every day I check the temps, you know, it's just easy app from Underground, and just click on that, and tells me the forecast. Doesn't say anything.
Huh.
Precipitation possible.
Well, that's what I mean by the news, though, because I don't have a TV either.
Yeah. And then what's worse is my VCR died, so like I might have to get a new TV because the new stuff has different kind of cables, and this VCR hooks to my TV via a coax cable.
Yeah.
Nothing has coax anymore, I don't think. Not in
It's
that.
all HDMI cables.
Yeah, no, my TV's like you can put rabbit ears on it or a cable.
Nice.
I know, I like it so much.
I really don't understand why they got rid of analog.
Well, that's because they had to break up the signals, you know, via the VHF and the UHF. Like they're able, the technologies came out. Just think of let's say like the frequencies of like VHF, which is very high frequency, and it goes between certain megahertz and certain megahertz, and you know that's where you would find your TV station. Well, when they went digital, what they were able to do is to parse that up. So like every layer we have, you know, like it, in our aptness layers, well, the same thing goes, you know, with radiation and radio waves, signals, you know, that are able to be transported, you know, through certain hertz. Well, they opened up those bands, the FCC deregulated, and so now you can fit a lot more. Like most of our cell phones and stuff like that are going through a VHF or UHF bands. It's just been all narrowed down. Police communications, all those things because they've gone like cellular. So we've got 1,000 radiation death towers every place. You know, you can have an unregulated FCC tower down the block from your house is kicking out as much as an FM radio station or a TV station.
Yeah.
That crap. Deregulation is so healthy. Everybody's so happy because they just have their easy communications, but it's really messing a lot of stuff up. I've seen a lot of trees dying around the radiation circles. Go out there and measure them.
I think that the digital is easier to have an impact on people. It's easier to manipulate the transmissions and to have an impact on whatever community they want to have it on.
It may even be easier to manipulate the community via broadcast towers than flicker rates on televisions.
Yeah.
And I did notice that because, you know, I'm getting acclimated to, you know, LED screens and stuff like that rather than the television. And I do notice it, you know, when I turn on my 1981 television set, you know, it's got all those little bubble pixels in there, you know. Take a magnifying glass and see them. Take a magnet and make it all funky. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna immaculate this. And I got a really crappy one out in the garage that I don't know. I never plugged it in yet. That the people who used to live here left it behind. I think I might take it to 22 and do a TV immaculation and record it blowing up. That would be fun.
Wait, you have an old TV out there? Do you think it has a Fresnel lens in there?
It's a no. The TV that's in the garage is like probably a late '90s Sony.
Oh, okay.
The one that's here in my living room is an 81 Zenith, and I don't want to kill that just yet. I might be able to fix my VCR. It might just be the switch. You know, it's like the power switch. Click it, and it just like it lights up for a second and goes right off. So it just might be some kind of fuse or limiter or something in there. I don't know. Nothing serious. Just might have to take a soldering iron to it or something. Who knows? I hope it didn't burn up.
As you go past all the different tapes and say, if you open this, you will void the warranty.
Well, it's a 1992 Samsung 4-head stereo. I think it's pissed its warranty. Oh, I got some crank call on my cell phone from something going, your car warranty has expired. I'm like, duh. My car's 20 years old. Why are it's like some computer voice telling me my car warranty is expired? My cell phone, that's stuff that they call my landline about, you know, dump the shit. The cell phone? Wow.
Huh. They're trolling.
Yeah, my car warranty expired. Wow. We did have 4 years, 40,000 miles or something. That was a long time ago. I mean, I've kept up with recalls and stupid stuff like that, but that's like people calling you to tell you, you know, your credit card needs attention. You don't have a credit card. They don't believe you. Can you take my name off your list? They never do.
Yeah. Even if you're on the do not call list.
Mm-hmm. They go find ways around it. And then it's somebody from overseas, and they're using a local bus, a local telephone number. You know, so it's a local phone number, and I think, oh, it could be a local business, or you know, maybe my friend's calling from my parents' house or something, and I answer it.
Oh.
Because it's not coming from those black calls or 1-800s and that.
Mm-hmm.
Scams.
Yep.
Scams. The deceptions. Totally unreal. No wonder so many people are walking around with cognitive dissonance and thinking, you know, nothing's real. I don't know what to believe in anymore. It doesn't even matter. I mean, of course you get that, you know, a lot of people get that, you know, when they first learn of flat earth and so forth and so on. Or some kind of other strange conspiracy or some kind of maybe even a family member told or something like that, you know, you just start feeling like, wow, oh, by the way, you've been adopted kind of thing, you know? And, you know, people are starting to, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, is it the towers? Is it the spray? You know? what's going on that so many people are like suddenly confused.
Huh.
I mean, I get confused myself. I get acclimated to like different landmarks and stuff. I go to the city and some of them aren't there. It's almost like a Mandela effect. What happened? Well, the whole corner's gone and there's a new shopping center or something. You can't see the street sign because it's all faded out or bent. It's crying out loud. Things keep changing. I guess
Yeah.
it's part of progress. It's the progression.
I don't know about progress. I just think it's just life.
A progression, you know, kind of like the wheel turns. You know, something does. I know I'm not on a spinning ball, but something's turning other than clock hands.
I think it's the mouse wheel,
Yeah.
the exercise wheel.
I could use one of those. Put me in a ball. Oh man, one of those balls. I've seen those big, huge balls. That would be so fun on the hill.
Fun.
That would be so fun on the hill in the front yard. Those big blow up.
That would be awesome.
Heck yeah. We didn't have much snow this winter. Waits till March. Totally amazing. It was ice balls hitting the window the other day. Coming from the east. That's weird. Ice balls. It was like making all these tapping noises. They were bouncing right off the window.
Who else is talking about sleet hitting and it bouncing?
Yeah. Usually sleet goes splop, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when it was on the ground, because the ground was still pretty warm.
Mm-hmm.
So the ice balls are like bouncing off of things, but other things that are kind of staying warm, like the ground, it was acting like sleet when it was on the ground, like all slushy. That froze up. Yeah, it was the St. Patty's Day treat. Here, have some snow. But I've got 200 pounds of grass seed, you know?
Do you really?
Yeah.
For how much land?
Oh, about 80,000 square feet.
Wow, that's a lot of seed. I'm used to turf being grown, and it comes in these rolls of earth with the grass already grown.
Oh, sod?
Yeah, sod.
Yeah, I have sod. I just need to build it up a little thicker.
The idea of putting out seed just is so foreign to me.
It's called overseeding. So it's kind of like it's got like a mixture. So like will come up first is the rye, you know, that usually comes up first. And then the Kentucky blue grows a little bit slower, but it roots deeper and it grows longer. And some of them are just annual grasses that are just kind of, they'll take for a little while, but they just give enough, shade, because bluegrass needs that coldness, so this is the time you put it down, when it's cold and rainy in March. I should have put it down in January.
Huh.
Seriously, because all it was fog and 40 degrees all month.
Yeah, but you were still expecting a winter.
I was expecting winter every day.
You never got it.
No, it was just cold enough to be miserable to go out and do anything.
But you actually still might get winter.
It's happening, yeah. There's
Bad timing, but you might still get it.
it's out there, yeah. It's just sitting there. It's kind of melting on the driveway today. Some of it slid off the car, so I can see my car again. It's black, so when it gets snow on it,
Huh.
can't see it.
Invisible black car.
Would it be cool? Just put it on invisibility factor. Leave it
all
on
Or
traffic.
that's probably not the one I would pick.
What? An invisible car?
Yeah.
Not like Wonder Woman's. I don't want anybody to see me driving. Just the thought of it.
So there was an article I was reading that actually comes from the Netherlands. A guy has come up with a plan to do circular airports, circular takeoff and landing.
That's strange. How you get up enough speed?
It's done kind of like a raceway. Where
So what is it gonna like bank?
It's completely banked.
Whoa.
Yeah. And the way they demonstrate is that instead of having the flight path come from one direction, everybody comes from a different direction, and you can have 3 planes land at the same time.
Well, that's an air traffic controller's nightmare.
I would think. And how are they going to sell that with the Coriolis effect?
I don't see the Coriolis effect even playing into airplanes. I mean, I've never flown that high or that fast, you know? I mean, I've never gone 500 miles an hour at, 36,000 feet or anything like that, no. So, I'm always able to see the ground pretty much. Except for when they started coming heavy, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. And I've been following this gal for a while, and she got sick. Oh gosh, about a year and a half ago. Her name's Christina. She goes by Red Chick.
Huh.
And there were a lot of. She's from Michigan. I think she's living in Florida right now. But there's been a lot of smaller aircrafts that have been having damage, and I could see it. I could see it on my car too. Because the stuff hasn't dispersed all the way, so you get like globs of junk. Do you ever see them like come down like in globs?
Wow.
And I know of a guy whose windshield just suddenly broke.
Huh.
And I was kind of like, it's just with all the insurance fees and licensing. Regulations. We get all the regulations, and then these dumb shits up there don't even fly with their transponders on.
Right.
You know what I mean? they start flying a low altitude, and let's say, you know, you might be crossing paths because you might be going to a smaller airport and they might be going to, you know, a medium size, because the large commercial ones are, I really don't know. I haven't seen, I don't know. I haven't spent enough time to look, but I do remember when they had that thing in Florida. And that was when I first started hanging out here. You know, somebody grabbed onto a news thing and broadcast it live. I'm kind of half joking about it, stuff like that, but I noticed there were like rail cars near that airport in Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale. There was some cars off to the side, the black ones. So that kind of made me suspicious of what they might be loading and unloading there too.
Oh, right.
But like the smaller ports, you know, where people keep their Cessnas and Pipers and stuff like that, you know, mid-sized crafts to smaller crafts, you know, that's just regular jet fuel. There's nothing going down there. You know, nobody has any sprayers hooked up because, you know, I mean, that would be left to, like, we have an airport around here. Like if a farmer wanted to, you know, spray crops or something, but I think they have their own shit, you know, but it doesn't leave big icky fogs in the sky to where, like, you can't see, you know, you can't see the 8 or 9 miles that you need to see.
Not only that, but the local crop sprayers have to spend a lot of money to do that. They're not going to be spraying on top of anybody else's land anyway. And it's certainly not going to be the kind of solution that's going to blow off and become chemtrails.
Now, although it could be toxic, I don't really see a lot of planes out here. I just usually see like joyriders or just people who are like, there was this airport out here in Tecumseh, and they used to have like skydiving and, you know, lessons and things like that. A lot of people to do, you know, plane jumping and stuff, because there's a lot of farmland out there. So if you do get hit by the wind or something, you just end up with in some farmer's backyard or something. But
Talking to you?
yeah.
Oh, your grandfather clock.
It's really not that big.
No.
It's like a mantle clock.
7 a.m. It's a 7 a.m. ring.
Yeah.
I've heard that with you several times. That's awesome.
It only went off 6 times. I forgot to move it ahead.
Something in your house isn't digital.
I don't have any. The only digital clocks are on the computer and the phone. I'll do it now.
Will it ring all over again?
Yeah, okay, I got the clock. And since I didn't do the yearly spring ahead, I guess I'll go and do that. So I guess we'll put it up here till 7 o'clock. Any second now. There we go. It's 7:03. Now it's gonna go 7. All right. Now I gotta move it ahead a little bit to adjust for local time. Okay. See, I did it. The last clock to be moved ahead. Sorry, it takes me a minute to put it away because it's like in the dining room. Actually, it's the parlor. I'm turning it into the dining room. Because, like, what would be the dining room is kind of like, I don't know. There's, like, the main side door that comes off the driveway, you know? We always use the back door. But it's kind of like people knock on that door, and I don't know. And not only that, to put a dining room table, you'd have to be, like, walking around it all the time, and I mean, it would fit the buffet and the china cabinet and the dining room set just fine. There's a beautiful chandelier in there. It's crystal. But I have a huge blue slag glass lamp. So I'm going to turn that parlor area into the dining room. It's got a door. Also, you enter, well, the door, if you walked out, you'd be east. If you walk in, it's west. And then there's another door in this room that goes north. There's doors on all
Slag
sides.
glass lamp.
Yeah, it's all blue, and purple, and green. It's bent slag. They had smaller versions of them. It's like a Tiffany lamp. They had smaller versions of them. I watched Cheers once, and I was like, oh, wow, look, they got lamps like mine. But those are, like, smaller. This thing's like 24 inches, like, from end to end. And it's really cool because if you light a candle under it on the table and dim the light down really low, it leaves a lotus pattern on the ceiling.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's really pretty. It's in a box in my office with a ton of padding around it.
Your lamp?
Yeah, I gotta hook up the electricity to it.
Oh.
We have a lot of electrical work to do here. Took out a big giant air conditioner. It's behind the drum set. So there's a patch in the wall. Well, all the rest of the room is wallpapered. I'm like, oh fuck. I don't really want to pull all this shit down and have to put all the plaster. But then again, I don't want to have to put wallpaper up again. I don't know. There might be some around here somewhere. Maybe in a closet, top of a closet. I could have swore I saw some that the other people left behind. But it's almost like a burlap texture. So it's really like there's no repeat pattern to have to worry about or anything. And then I'm just gonna paint it because I don't like off-white colored walls.
I haven't painted wallpaper before.
Well, here's the trick. If you're dealing with paper, it's probably best to use like any situation is probably the best to use is like bullseye, shellac. It's like kills or kills. Don't use the oil base because if you're dealing with like vinyls, or even paper that might have been painted over with latex, I had that happen. So I've always dealt with oils on plaster. So this is at the other house we used to live in. There was like this really heavy textured wallpaper at the bottom, and it had this like damask pattern in it, and it was textured, and it was like off-white and gray, you know? And I was like, oh, I don't like that. So I went to Lowe's and I got this goopy paint. So I did the kills on it. And then, like, any seams or anything that were in it, I just, like, took some, like, caulk and kind of smeared it on there so, like, the seams wouldn't show up. Then I went over it. And you, like, take this granite and you pour the granite into the paint. Well, I found it didn't mix too well, so I went back up there and got another package of granite, and I started mixing it in the roller pan. So I got this really nice, like, stony texture, and I wasn't happy with the initial color of it because it was a little too much on the green side. I wanted it brown, so I took some brown paint and I mixed it in there. And it just came out to this great color. And then I went over it really lightly with the sticky roller with a little bit of gold dust. And it gave it enough, like, sparkle. So, yeah, kind of like stone. Refinished all the wood. Painted the white trim brown. There was like just around 3 higher transom windows. It had white paint. Like, this looks stupid with all this wood in here. So I painted it brown. I'd sure like to do this here, but I'm not really sure about this paint. It's I got the can in the basement. I know exactly what it is. And I think the can is could be dried up inside. I'm trying to think of the paint company. I know they're not in business anymore. But it's an acrylic and it's hard as heck and it's got like a gloss on it. So I don't know what kind of chemicals or sanding of lead that I have to do.
Yeah.
To get, a good substrate. It's all in the prep. So, yeah, new stuff here. I'll be just glad if I can finish my Florida room off this year so I can sit out there, drag the Wi-Fi out there and plug it in. There's phone jacks all over this house. Plug DSL in there. Sit out there in the evening. The light is good. I can do hangouts from the Florida room. My Morticia chair.
Like a wicker one?
Yeah, I've got wicker and bent wood.
I don't know why I'm echoing. Do you hear me echoing?
Not really, no.
It just started. I'm going to bounce out and bounce back.
Excuse me. Okay.
Okay. Mic check. Of course, you're muted, so who knows if it's still doing it or not. Dun dun dun.
So, have you found any more really cool articles?
Well, the articles that I was reading today was about airplanes. All of them were airplanes. So one was about a prime minister who didn't have permission to land at Rotterdam. Funny that 2 of the articles I was reading about had to do with that.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that from Turkey or something.
Yes, Turkey. Yep.
Landed in Germany, and then they wanted to fly into Rotterdam, and they're like, I heard about that.
Politics.
Well, I suppose they have their reason for it. enough's enough, you know?
And I read about 2 small planes that had a head-on collision.
Oh boy.
At least I think that's what it said, head-on collision. And they fell into a parking lot of a shopping center.
Crazy. I wonder who got that on camera.
I don't know that it is on camera.
Do I need to sign into Chrome? What's the deal? I think I killed my phone and now it's syncing with my Chromebook.
Yeah.
Lordy. Most visited. Come on. Where's my stars? I know those don't get wiped out. That's bizarre. Aha, that's what I had to do. Here goes Big Bad Chrome browser. Yeah, I pulled all the cards out of here and everything, and I just went poke, poke, poke. So now it's just been updating every app I got rid of.
Oh, wow.
So now I gotta go get rid of them again. So yeah, it's gonna take a little work, but I got more room. I might run out of room. It's not one of those fantastic things. Like me and my daughter, we went to a concert back in November. Oh, can't install the app. Insufficient storage already. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. It's because stupid things like, oh my God, the stupid apps. Nobody uses this shit, Google. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody uses this shit. Yeah, so she's got this iPhone and she's broadcasting a concert live with her cell phone.
huh.
It is me and her hanging out, right? It came out great. At home, I watched it. I was like, holy mackerel, man. I mean, it was able to take low notes and our stuff my $900 camera can't even freaking handle in its mic system. Totally amazing. Okay, so like all these apps are taking up like 1.1 gigabyte. I have 184 megabytes free. Okay, who uses Drive? A lot of people use Google Play Music, Newsstand, Yellow Pages, Play Movie, Mobile TV, Google Play Books, Google Play Games. Just all this stupid shit. Who the fuck uses this shit? How many browsers and launchers you freaking need in these things? None.
When one doesn't work, you open up another one.
Don't use that.
So the 2 small aircraft that collided, it happened in Montreal.
Montreal?
near Montreal.
Okay. Somewhere in Quebec. I can hear birds outside.
And it looks like there's not a video, but there are photographs of it on lapresse.ca. LAPRESSE.ca.
It's gonna be a lot more of them falling down.
This article happens to be in French, so I don't know what they're saying the reason was.
I'll try reading it anyway. I usually can pull like some stuff out of French. It isn't too hard. But then again, I took French in high school for like 4 semesters.
Huh.
How come if it says disable, it wants you to put the app factory app in? It's like a damn virus. This stuff is something else.
Yeah. So the Air Force says they have more drone pilot jobs than for any other aircraft.
More accidents. But at least the video kids will have jobs.
Yeah, but they'll be killing people.
Who knows?
And they're completely desensitized when it comes to killing.
Mm-hmm. No, it takes is one loose cannon. No pun intended. Down they go, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. Drones. I can only think of one reason for drones.
Spying?
Spraying.
Yep.
Spraying. Load them up with tanks. Nobody gets sick, right?
Yeah, but it can also
Pilots
be
are getting exposed.
for spraying chemtrails.
Yep. Sure.
And definitely for bombing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really afraid about the bombing. I'm more worried about the spraying. This is bad.
Well, just because the bombing will happen in other parts away from us, like we won't be seeing it. Although they'd be fully capable of doing it here.
When they, yeah, when the first bomb drops, I wonder who's gonna do it. We're so insulated here in North America.
Yeah.
Not really, but we are. You know what I mean? There's just
totally.
so many people that just have never seen it, you know, firsthand, but just soldiers, you know. And they always come back with really bad chemical exposure, PSTD. You know, think of all these snowflakes that get offended when you don't use the proper pronoun. What the fuck are they going to do when they're starting to get bombed?
There was a shooting at the Paris airport.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw about that, and let me see. God, I hate this noise. I'll get rid of it. Do 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 do. Oh, fire. Okay. I get I get RT a lot. And see, raw Syrian army facing ISIS. There's a big explosion thing there. See, got somebody reported plasma fog.
Boeing announces upcoming layoffs.
Who's making the drones?
Right. I don't know.
Lockheed?
Let me see.
Well, they better be buying, but they better be building them here in America. Damn it!
Damn it.
Damn it!
I'd rather them not do the drones at all.
No, they're good for surveying and stuff.
Yeah, but then you end up with artificial intelligence and
Yeah. But let's say okay, there's a volcano or something, or an earthquake eruption or something. Could send the drones there. So then if there's any upwinds or, strange blast that, regular Doppler, because it's going to be interfered with from the electromagnetism from the volcano going off anyway. So, to send a drone around to something like that, or to, an earthquake, especially if there's been, let's say that dam goes or something, probably be better to have drones up there rather than pilots, with really, really good cameras to assess, and to assess so things can be dispatched. I know our state police here has employed some small drones. On the wake, there was a horrible accident a few years back in a snowstorm. I mean, it just turned to slick. And there was I don't know, 194 cars stranded on I-94. I think it was this side of Kalamazoo. And they sat there. I mean, people are running out of gas. I mean, you got to pee, right? Or something, you know what I mean? You got to be somewhere. And it was for hours. And what had happened was a semi had, during the accident, it was not the cause of the accident, but during the accident, a semi truck with fireworks in it, jackknife, it slid off of the highway, went down into the median, and exploded. All these freaking fireworks.
that had to have been a
They got it all on camera, right? But when there's a gridlock, you know what I mean? A gridlock in traffic. I don't know. I know you take the BART, but it gets crazy out on the highways, as you know. So if there's a multi-car accident or something like that, let's say they don't know, they can't get, because everybody's gridlocked. It's really hard to get rescue in or do anything like that. So it's good to have a little flyover so you can find the exact location and be able to even shut down, an exit ramp so, emergency vehicles can enter on exit ramps. I mean, start detouring people off to different areas. Once you start detouring and cause more traffic jams. So I know they use helicopters a lot for that, but if they can use, less fuel and a few cameras just to assess the situation quicker. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the FAA regulations that which is disturbing too, in a way, but in another way, it's kind of good. I've seen farmers flying either the copters or the small airplanes. They fly them around out here a lot to like find sheep. Seen them up there. I know what they're for. They're only flying 100 feet above the ground. Look at that.
What are they doing?
What are they doing now? But yeah, there's a lot of RC copter people out here, like to do the RC copters.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for surveying too. You know, somebody's auctioning off some land or something like that. But I don't know. Nothing beats a small plane with a photographer.
Yeah.
You get more accurate measurements.
Well, I'd be fine for surveying. That's an awesome use.
Yeah.
But
And also for, traffic accidents too.
yeah.
I mean,
But
Detroit metro area, man, there's accidents. I mean, you could be sitting there on the freeway for 2 hours. May as well turn your car off. Stuck. So I don't know. To use them for war is just really sick. To use them for spraying is really sick. But for life-saving operations and mountains and things like that, because, I mean, you can risk a drone, right? How much do they weigh? Hardly nothing,
I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, a Cessna or a Cherokee, they weigh, 2,000 pounds or less. So, I mean, if you can get a drone up there, you're not costing anybody's life if you get, caught in, crosswinds or tailwinds or anything. You're not going to risk somebody's life,
Yeah, and being a humanitarian pilot would be awesome.
Yeah, avalanches and things like that. Mudslides.
But that's not what they're going to be used for. No way are they going to invest money in that kind of thing. That would help promote life.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely people from the Church of Dawn. Can't be in it unless you killed a couple people.
Evil.
What really gets me is those low hangers, man. I keep seeing more and more of those. Not here in my area though.
What do you mean a low hanger?
The low towers, the ones that don't need to be FCC regulated. The ones here are FCC regulated. They're 300 feet tall.
Huh.
They hide them in places too. Did you catch that link I posted from Madison Star Moon? Her and a buddy took their iPhones out there and did about an hour, a little over an hour expedition of different towers now. She needs to get herself a meter because like you're going standing under these things and stuff like that. And it would be good to have a meter. So I mean she's like in Virginia.
Huh.
So it would probably be better to like have a meter so you can actually, get readings on these things. Because they're just like popped up in, in a back lot, Oh, one was on a roller skating rink.
Huh.
Yeah, where kids are roller skating.
Oh.
Yeah, one of those almost a Gwen type, they're like triangular. And then they've got the long, thin ceramic things hanging on them on top of a roller rink. This thing wasn't even 100 feet high. Probably only 3 stories. If that.
Huh.
You could like hear the hums and all kinds of stuff around it and interference, the phone, and these kids are underneath it, under the building, underneath it. The roller rink. That's bad. Those are things that concern me, man. I don't, I know, people realizing that we're living on a plane and that we've been bamboozled, for a couple 100 years on this stuff. And this is relatively new, and I don't know if people are really watching. It's a matter of convenience for most people. But how many do you need? If you can get a 40-mile signal off a tower, why do you need so many close together? Why do you need 86 of them within a 4-mile radius?
Well, I think it has something to do with how many devices they have that they have plans with, like how many phone numbers they have in the area. But it could be more sinister than that.
I think it's sinister.
Just based on the smart meters that are out there.
And they have them on top of electrical towers too. So they can gather the data off of the electricity. Well, the damn shit's leaking all over the place. See how they've been putting up the new lines?
Yeah.
We got all new lines out here within the last 2.5 years. I'm talking, like kind of old poles that might have been leaning that at one time might have had like, ceramics and glass on them. And they replaced them with, I don't know where they're getting these trees, up in Alaska or something. But they've been using galvanized steel too. So once they're using galvanized steel, they got wiring going up inside of them too. That's a no-brainer.
At one time, they were talking about making data lines going through the electrical grid.
Oh yeah, they do that. That's why there's 3-prong plugs on everything, and little, chips and appliances for the Energy Stars and stuff like that. Anything with a CE in it.
Well, I think they're doing it, but they're not giving us access to it.
Oh yeah, you got it. The second you plug in a 3-prong plug, or you're using data collection be done by a USB. Some people are installing USBs just straight up into their walls now in newer houses.
But then everybody's still paying for data service and like cable TV and all of that can be just through, and probably is through the power grid anyway. It's already running through there.
Or wirelessly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what that third prong is for. If people think it's for grounding, that's direct current. You already have your ground. You already have your AC. You know, one prong's thinner than the other. Okay, that's your AC. Here's your negative and your positive. Gets to your box, hits the ground. Yeah, that third prong can be used to transfer data for smart things like refrigerators that tell you when to shut the door.
They have an annoying
Pre-programmable stoves.
Gosh, none of that sounds appealing to me at all.
No,
I don't understand who would be buying this stuff.
everybody, because that's all they have in the store anymore.
Oh.
The thing that got me is I was cooking for years on this huge old 1934 Magic Chef. Okay. I used to, okay, and it was up off of the ground. It was like on like chrome legs, not those, you know, fancy, it's not like one of those fancy antique stove things. But I mean, this is just like this big rectangle box thing, you know. This is it had nice knobs on it and stuff. It was sort of like the streamline of the 30s, you know. And like it had like these I don't know, surface doors, you know, you just pull them down, you know, and it covers the burners and everything, you know, so the whole stove is flat. Then you could just lift them up, move them back, and like these really heavy cast iron grates. They probably weighed a good 9 or 10 pounds. And, you know, the pilots, all of the gas line and interior stuff was cast iron, and also like, you know, the flecked kind of steel, you know, inside the oven. And in order to light my oven, okay, I'd have to take a stick of incense because, like, I'm not really happy with matches and sticking my hand under there. So I'd light a stick of the, you know, the really oily incense, the long ones, and get a good flame going on it, and poof, start my oven. Okay. So after I went through my divorce, we sold the house and everything, and I knew I had to sell my stove because it weighed, I don't know, probably 300 pounds, if not more. And so anyway, yeah, my uncle, my ex-husband, had to practically take the thing apart just to lighten it up. Everything just kind of fits back in together again, you know. It's kind of like, I don't know, pretty easy mechanism. So anyway, and it was really cool because I could turn it to 350 and put a thermometer inside. 350. Man, that thermocoupler was perfect on that thing. Wow. So Dave had a house out around Pontiac, Michigan, in Auburn, which is a different county for one. And it had an electric stove, but it was like a cheaper, newer stove. You know, it just had the little tiny grates on them, the individual ones. You turn the stove on, it goes click, 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 poof. You know what I mean? No, let's like turn it on, and it has a pilot on it already, and then it goes poof. You know? I lit the oven. I'm like, where's the fire? And I was all that I couldn't get the effing oven to work. I mean, I could not figure this thing out. And Tay was puzzled too. And we told his mom on the phone, she's like, oh, it's like there's a bar in there. It's like a heating bar. And once it reaches temperature,
wow,
it'll start using the gas. I'm like, what the hell? And I looked in there, I'm like, I'll be goddamn. So that's what that. It's like a, I don't know, sort of like triangular, and it's like this long bar thing in there.
Huh. I'm not familiar with that.
I know. I have an electric stove here now. I don't, with the swirly the swirly top things, you know. They go in a circle. They're not. It's not flat. It's not flat glass. So there's no computer in that either. It's a push button. You push a button for low. You push a button. 1, 2, 3. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Push button. General Electric. This thing's loaded though, man. It's got fluorescent lights in it, oven lights, and this thing's like loaded. It's got extra plugs on it for appliances. It's got all the good timers. But it's from the late 60s. Kind of a pain in the ass to clean. I like that big old gas stove because I could just, you know, pull the drip pans out and toss them in the sink and scrub them up with an SOS pad, and they're all nice and shiny, and put them back in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little more difficult with this stove. I have to take the vacuum to get all the crumbs out.
Oh gosh.
So that's what happens with planned obsolescence.
Yeah. Forced change.
Yeah. And they force it on you.
Yeah.
And I mean, before it was like, yeah, let's change the make and model, you know, because, you know, nobody wants, you know, a 4-foot long, you know, big giant 400-pound. The nice thing is I could mop under the stove, see, you know, because it was up high. So anyway, you know, everybody wants their built-in things. You know, they want their cabinets smooth and everything built in.
Okay.
Their refrigerators recessed with cupboards around them and stuff. You know, that's the trend. I mean, for years now.
The American dream.
Well, since the 70s and 60s, you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad we don't have avocado colored.
Oh, I was just thinking about that. Yeah, I'm glad this one isn't avocado, it's white. These people, the old guy who used to live here was obsessed with white. There's off-white carpet, off-white trim, off-white wallpaper, white floors in the kitchen, white ceiling in the kitchen, paneling in the kitchen, believe it or not. Oh, man. Everything's white. My granddaughter goes, Grandma, this house is weird. I said, what do you mean? She goes, it's all white. I go, yeah, I know. Because, like, my old place was, like, really rich with wood, and, you know, I used mid-tone color paints, you know, and stuff. Really had a mood going to it. And I had all my, you know, hardwood floors with my Kazakh rugs and Kazakhstan, they make good rugs. And I had one antique, found it in the attic of my old house. Brought it downstairs. And it fit this varnish pattern. After we pulled up the carpet, we had the pine plank, it fit this varnished area so well. I was like, oh, this is the original rug. God knows how old this rug is, you know?
Wow.
And I took it to an expert, and they looked at it, and they said late 1800s.
Wow.
Well, we've been talking for an hour.
Yeah.
So, yeah, time flies. Yeah, I'm not too resistant to change, but you know, even modern cars these days, they've got like Wi-Fi in them,
Huh.
just so they can pick up satellite radio stations.
And sell
Um,
another month service?
Yeah, they got the radio station things in them, and they got like the what do you call it? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm super tired.
I understand. Distractions.
General Motors uses it. It's like a locator. If you break down.
Oh, right.
Oh, I'm so tired. I can't even think of it right now. I can see the symbol to it because it's in the Buick. It has OnStar.
Yeah.
So every little car you see, it's got like a little like, you know, plastic antenna thing like sticking out, like usually by the back window on top of the car. Not aerial antennas like we used to have for AM FM radios or for the FM whips. No, they're like built in. Man, I don't want to be tracked everywhere I drive.
No, of course not. And yet you already are.
Not in my car. Well, if there's drones watching me, maybe. Cameras on
And
the roads.
cell phone.
My cell phone gets unplugged.
Uh-huh. And every intersection that takes your photograph and
Yeah.
face
Well,
recognition.
at least they can't stall my engine unless they hit me with an EMP.
Yeah. And they're rolling out facial recognition for airports now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was news this week.
I just don't understand. I have not been on a commercial airliner for about 30 years. I don't even think I'd want to take one.
Yeah, according to The Economist, more airports are rolling out facial recognition. Tokyo, they've been trialing it for 2 airports since 2014 in hopes to be ready for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
How are they going to recognize faces of people that come from another side of the world that don't have facial recognition technology?
I'm sure it's all cooperative, shared databases.
That's nuts.
Paris began testing in February after the terrorist attacks of 2015, of course.
Yeah. That screamed hoax.
Similar trials have been announced for Amsterdam. And Australia evidently has the most ambitious plans for it. Crazy. Ugh.
So there really couldn't be like 7.5 billion people on this planet, because I don't see the database keeping up with people aging, children growing,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Somehow they're able to do that.
Sounds like a crocodile.
Maybe?
Big old crocodile turd.
I don't know. I think.
You could dye your hair.
Well, yeah, but it's not going off that.
How are they get, you know?
It's going off of the kind of it turns a face into a math, an algorithm.
Okay.
How wide are the eyes? How far is the pupil from the middle of the nose? How long is the nose? I mean, it's like a ton of things, and the
Yeah, would they
angles.
just like roll that out to people who they've already scanned before that may have criminal offenses? Because I think it would be really hard to identify the average person.
Well, Walmart's had it for
People look
years.
alike.
They've really been working on it.
And so many people look alike.
Yep. Which is why they have the doppelganger apps on Facebook, or they used to anyway.
Yeah, I did this funny thing on Facebook, and it says, who is your long lost sister? I thought for sure my daughter would pop up, okay?
Huh.
No, it was my friend Lori.
Oh, that's funny.
She's Hispanic and I'm Russian.
No.
I thought that was funny as heck.
Hmm.
Yeah, I participate in that, but I still use Felix. I am there because I had a bad experience back when I first started it up. Somebody was stalking and trolling me, and it was kind of scary, so I shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Well, since it's been that long since you have been on a commercial airline, you gotta know that if you ever do decide to go and do that, going through TSA is really stressful.
I can't imagine.
I don't care what anybody says. You don't know what they're gonna do to you.
Yeah, and not only that, those scanners, okay, so they show up sort of like in this blue and gray color. You can flip the color on that and actually get flesh tones. So they're actually looking pretty much at your naked body.
Yeah, but what they changed about that, what the people who go through it see, it looks like a cartoon now. A generic blob for everybody, showing where the problem item is on your body. You're like, if you have a cuff on your blue jeans that is folded just a little bit, that'll cause them to do an extra search.
Really?
Yeah. So it'll light up on that little blob as if there is a weapon right there.
So let's say like, okay, so let's say like I'm wearing a pair of boots, right? And I don't want to get robbed,
Well,
right?
you have to take your boots off.
Because I'm from Detroit, and you know, that's where, you know, you kick a MFer before they get like, you know, get your boot off you, okay? It's got laces on it. Unless say like you got like a little mini wallet. People used to wear money belts, you know, a lot, you know, a belt, and then, you know, tuck their bills like in a thing in their belt. That's back when, you know, wide belts were in style and stuff like that. You know, people were money belts or whatnot. You know, that gave way to fanny packs. That's really sad. I guess you can put more stuff in there. But like, you know, what if you just had like a wallet like down your boot? Would you have to like tell them ahead of time?
You have to take all
Not
that
a
stuff
weapon.
out.
It's my American Express debit card that I just traded cash for to my. I don't know. It's magnetic strip on it. And that's kind of bothersome, you know what I mean? I do that all the time when I travel. I usually travel by car, though. I've had friends in Chicago and hop to Missouri or something. But
Have you seen videos of people being, you know, petted down?
yeah, I saw them when they were doing it to a kid. I was appalled. I think it was like I don't know, like a young girl. She wasn't even a teenager yet, but she wasn't a little girl. You know what I mean? She was definitely not playing jump rope anymore.
You know, people that are at a disadvantage for being able to move things around anyway. Somebody wearing a diaper in a wheelchair, having to be all publicly searched. Oh, so not cool.
So not cool. And how did they find the underwear bomber?
Didn't they find the underwear bomber in action on the airplane?
Yeah. If that was even real.
Right, for sure.
Because you just have to have a ridiculous story with a ridiculous title.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
And you have to target a racial group like black people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then they say the TSA thing undoes all of that because they're going to feel up any old man that they want to.
Right. Little old ladies.
Yes. And even infants.
Yeah.
Which to me crosses big lines.
I could see checking the stroller or, you know, the diaper bag or something. They have x-ray machines to do that. You don't need to stick a baby through radiation.
Or have them be felt up. Having to have the diaper come off, put it back on, that's pretty uncool.
So how long does it take to get on a plane after everybody gets naked?
Going through the checkpoint thing, I think 20 minutes is the least amount of time you can imagine to go through that line, but it can take quite a while. Your own experience when you're in there being frisked and all that kind of stuff can be anywhere from 30 seconds to 10 minutes.
Wow.
And you just don't know what's happening, and everybody's being waved to go in a different direction, and
Or
then they
split
change their
people up with
mind.
their families.
Do what?
Split people up with their families.
Yep. And you're not allowed to have any of your stuff, but you're responsible for it.
But you don't
So
know where it is.
yeah, having to watch that, plus you're having to do all these, you know, acrobatics for them. Not cool.
No. Like, I remember, like, I had to go, I was going to pay my taxes, and they had set up a new thing. And basically, it's just an x-ray machine. So you just throw your purse on there, and you walk through there. Well, I set it off. I couldn't figure out what the heck, you know? And I'm like, okay, so I had a belt on, you know, and my shirt was tucked in so they could see my belt. Okay, all right, it's your belt. No, it's not my leg. It kept going off like around my hip. And then like I reached in my coat pocket and I had a wet wipe thing. It had foil on the inside of the packet.
Oh no.
Freaking thing hit the county building.
Oh, wow.
We were laughing about it. I'm like, well, at least it works. I mean, all we could do was stand around. I mean, the people there are cool, you know, they're just making sure nobody's, you know, got a gun and gonna go up there and shoot the county clerk because they don't want to pay their taxes or something.
Right. That would be working in a courthouse has got to be kind of dangerous.
Yeah. No, there's no court there. It's just the county clerk.
Yeah. Even still.
Yeah. The courthouse, that's a whole different ordeal.
Where all the
So
records are kept. Yeah. Many a courthouse has been burned.
oh, they can't burn that one there. But I
And
had
digital.
I had to have a minor citation. All it was, I had a burnout headlight. I got it fixed. I took it to my local guy. But the thing is that the county sheriff had pulled me over because we only have like 2 police officers here.
Oh gosh. And they know
one's in the station and the other one's out. So he had somebody pulled over on the interstate, which maybe the sheriff should have been on the interstate. But being that interstate, it wavers between the county line isn't exactly straight and the road ain't exactly straight. Mm-hmm. So he was up there. He had somebody pulled over. Well, I got pulled over in town here. We'll pull up. So I went out, spent $12 on the headlight. I didn't have my proof of insurance on me. I don't know. It was at home. So anyway, I just went up to the up to here in town here, and me and the police officer just end up talking about like reading glasses, and the guy he pulled over on the interstate was like the 8th time they had pulled him over for loud exhaust. Then he told me a story about like how his best friend's dad, the guy was like an uncle to him, like a second dad. You know, they're like so close, you know, family friends that you get like that in a small town here. He had gotten stranded during the blizzard and had a broken exhaust and left the car running to keep warm and asphyxiated and died. So he says, like, I kind of take that personal. And he goes, this guy is such a smart ass. He refuses to get his exhaust fixed, you know? Huh. I mean, get your exhaust fixed. You know, your car will run better, dumbass. I mean, people just don't think of this shit. They just want to be, you know, lawless or something. Just fix your fucking exhaust already. You know, we don't test tailpipes here. So anyway, all I did was like I brought in, you know, the receipt for the headlight and my proof of insurance. Okay, fine. So I had to take this piece of paper to the county seat, which is about 20 miles from here. And they won't even let you bring a purse in there. They are so low security. You could bring your wallet. You can bring like a manila folder, but you can't bring briefcase unless you're like a lawyer or you work there or something. Then they open it and look in it. But they don't have like what they had in the city where you could just like sit something on a conveyor belt and it would run it through and x-ray it.
Oh, right.
And they don't want, you just walk through this like thing, and if you have metal on you, it will go off. If you don't, it don't.
Huh.
I had a buckle on my jean belt. I had a buckle on my coat, and I had my boots on. They're steel toed. They're pretty cool. They don't really look like steel toe boots. They just. But anyway, no, I didn't even set that thing off. But I walked in there with my purse. Like, ma'am, you can't have your purse. It was freezing cold, blowing wind. I'm back out to the car. Hey, Dave, man, hold my purse. I got it. No cell phones. So, yeah, you can only go in there with yourself and your wallet or your paper.
Record anything.
That's really weird. But there's nobody waiting. Nobody in there. Just walk up to the counter. Yeah, here, I got this. Oh, okay. So she stamps it and puts it in a pile. Have a great day.
Woohoo!
Really, a 40-mile round trip just to have somebody stamp a paper. It's not as bad as a TSA, though.
True.
I guess there's certain kinds of security that need to be covered, you know. County buildings.
Well, somebody I know in Berkeley was telling me that he let his food handler's certificate lapse. And so instead of just renewing by paper, maybe he had to go down there, and he said they frisked him completely and made sure he didn't have any cheat sheets anywhere up his sleeve or anything else. And
Cheat sheets? Why? Oh, because he had to take a test?
yes.
Whoa.
For a county food handler's permit. It's like they were serious about it up there. They're like, that's crazy.
That should be easy to pass.
Yeah.
Oh.
Scary.
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a glass of water. It won't be long.
One of the foster cats is snoring. See if I can get this close enough without them waking up.
Okay, I'm back. Got some sparkling water. Ooh, it is.
I had the phone all the way up to the cats because one of them was snoring. And you said what you said, and they both popped up.
Because of the pop bottle?
They're like, what?
Wow.
It was funny. It's okay, Kitty.
Meow. And I went in there and woke Ava up. Now she's going to be in here.
Who's Ava?
My big dog. She sleeps on the kitchen floor in front of the back door.
Mm.
I know of all the cushy places around here to sleep. On the floor. What a dog. It's her choice.
But it's cooler there, right?
Maybe it's because she's such a hairball.
Yeah.
I think the people who used to own her before me, they used to keep her and make sure she stayed in the kitchen or something. So like
Maybe that's her. Yeah.
yeah,
Comfort
they had leather furniture, so they were probably worried she might chew it or something.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't chewed nothing here.
Wow.
Except for a dog toy. But I told Dave not to give it to her anyway. It had a squeaker in it, a stuffed toy with a squeaker. Yeah, give that to a big dog. It's just gonna rip it apart. Give me that squeaker. Couple tennis balls.
Does Ava chew the tennis balls? Like chew them
Yeah.
open?
I just get those Kong balls because they're kind of cheap and Dave sneezing his brains out. Great. I just get those Kong balls. Actually, they were Jake's because if the ball's too big to fit in your mouth, it's not your ball.
Hmm.
Heed that, Globers. I learned that from Two Stupid Dogs.
Oh, that's funny.
You remember that cartoon, Two Stupid Dogs? I love that. I found that on syndication on the internet. Sometimes I just binge on Two Stupid Dogs.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, there's a big sheepdog. It was a big white sheep, and he talked really slow and deep. And then there was this other little dog, like he had a pointy nose and pointy tail, and he's always like hyper.
Hmm.
And they just get into it's so stupid. It's funny. It's not trippy like Cowardly, Courage the Cowardly Dog, which that would be like a dream birthday present. If like Dave or my parents or somebody got me that collection of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Oh man, DVDs. I could just binge watch them for hours. It's very trippy.
Carl's awake. Vincent's awake. Maybe.
Well, gosh, they're 5 hours ahead of me. Somebody should be awake over in that part of town. Except he was up all night. Poncho was up all night.
I thought Carl was in your time zone. No?
He is. That's why
Oh.
he went to sleep early, and then now he's up.
Mm.
And I stayed up all night. And I'm not supposed to do that.
Uh-oh. Do you need to go to bed?
I'm not tired. I mean, I'm tired, but I'm not sleepy. I'm tired, but I'm not sleepy.
What are you gonna do?
Huh? Oh boy, Jake's in trouble.
Uh-oh. Dave's yelling at the dog, huh?
Yeah, Jake likes to take off sometimes.
Huh.
He's the little stupid dog.
Poor thing. Bless his heart.
I think he's getting hard of hearing. And I was making jokes about him earlier because I'm like, I think he has selective hearing because at times it seems he can hear you, but you know how dogs are psychic anyway, and they see your emotions and they can, feel your thoughts, your energies and whatnot. But if you call him and like he's like sniffing or like he's got an idea, he don't hear you. So, he's
Oblivious.
little old man, his face is turning white. I think he's got selective hearing issues.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ava doesn't come, but she stays in the yard. She has to do her rounds. So don't interrupt her rounds because she will come right back.
Yeah, some dogs are really ritualistic about it.
Yes. She has to go sniff this place, and then she has to go behind the shed in the garage and, down to the wooded area past the park and check around over there and go along the farm fence. It's like, I don't know why that's even there. And then she makes her round back again. But Jake gets it in his head. He's got to go like under the bushes. Oh, Dave's out there.
He went outside?
Probably might be an animal out there.
Oh.
They were barking last night.
Dun, dun,
Hope it's not a raccoon. Hope it's not a raccoon because Jake gets in fights with those. I don't think Ava's seen one yet.
Frankly, raccoons smell almost as bad as skunks do.
Oh man, it was gross. My granddaughter was a baby, and we only had like one bag of trash out in the can, but it had like poo pee pee diapers in it and stuff. And this raccoon came and took the lid off the can. Now, you got to pry it.
Yeah.
It
They're
pried it.
clever. And they're
It
very able.
tore trash up, and there's coffee grounds and cigarette butts and baby diapers all over the fucking driveway. Like it's
Wow.
oh my god.
They must have smelled something they thought was worth digging for. Ew.
It was into the poop diaper.
Oh no.
That's what the raccoon wanted, was the poop diaper.
Gross.
I
Oh,
know.
gross.
It was like shredded everywhere.
Oh, that is awful. Ew.
Respect wildlife, but damn.
Dude. Oh,
Right?
gross. Oh, that's awful.
Must have been some nutrition in there.
Oh, what did that child eat?
Baby formula.
Oh, yuck.
And it was the stinky kind too, because like
Ew.
just gotten off she had just gotten off the booby but still needed, milk. So
Ugh.
I don't think that was very pleasant. I don't know what would attract a raccoon to that.
That's so weird.
That's what happens in the country.
Unless the raccoon was trying to get something sticky to make a nest with.
Poop paste.
The boys did their fart jokes. We're doing the poop jokes.
That's right. We're talking shit here. Flat Earth and other hot shit.
Oh my god, that's funny. I gotta use my inhaler now.
You need to drink water too.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we say the things they don't say on other channels.
Oh wow.
Now you're making me laugh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, by the way, I heard something today.
What'd you hear?
Earth is flat.
For what?
The Earth is flat.
Yeah.
Coming out of the woodwork with their proclamations.
You see what JD just wrote? Oh my gosh, stop it. Oh, I can't take it. Oh, that was funny, JD. Oh man. All right, no more laughing. No more, no more. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Did you go away? Uh-oh. Did you have to go deal with the dogs? And something outside. Jimbo. Oh man, stop. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're gonna make me choke.
Then like P
Where'd
is
you
level.
go?
P is level. I found that out. I went over to Antonio's show the other day and
They were talking about P being level.
no, they were talking about piss. I was like, oh come on. I thought this shit was just like done. We're here to talk about poo.
Well, if Jibby can make fart noises for 2 hours, we can talk about poo.
He did? Did I miss that? Oh my gosh.
You did miss it. And all the guys in the chat were just dying laughing.
I laugh at fart jokes. I missed all those
Me too.
jokes. That sucks. Well, I just have to go back and watch it then. I won't be able to that though, because that's like where a lot of the funny stuff happens too.
It was funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, these guys are funny in chat. GB got the dirt on poo. Jimbo. Oh my gosh.
He does dig up some good stuff.
Oh my gosh.
He really does dig up some good stuff. I think he saves it up and brings it over here and causes us all to laugh really hard. Then he just see ya.
JD, I'm not smoking anything. I haven't had any substances other than Irish breakfast tea. And I did have a lot of Irish breakfast tea. I will be honest about that. I did. I probably had four double cups of it. So that means 2 tea bags 4 times today.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the reason for it is
rocket fuel.
Headaches that I was having. I was taking the migraine medicine that had caffeine in it, and while I was at work today, I ended up with a pounding headache from caffeine withdrawal. So I pounded the caffeine.
You got to. Now you're up. See.
Yeah. So Irish breakfast tea with brown sugar. Highly recommend it to you. In fact, Nightbot is serving. Watch this. Dun, dun, dun. Come on, Nightbot. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, Nightbot. Yes! Dun, dun, dun. Irish breakfast tea or MrPonchoPete stronger tea. Way better than anybody else's experience I've heard of, because I haven't tried all those substances people have.
Well, Pancho
Although
Pete is awake
I
all
hear-
those hours. He's got to have some strong tea.
Yeah, English tea has got to be pretty strong. You know, I hear stories of people talking about LSD and other things, and sometimes I think, oh, I'm missing out. I've never had the guts to try stuff like that.
I did it for shits and giggles a really long time ago, but not for like some spiritual thing.
Yeah.
No, literally, shits and giggles. I tell you what, you sit down with a friend and you take some fucking acid and you just sit there and you read each other's minds and you laugh. And
That would
like,
be fun.
fucking funny for like 4 hours.
Yeah, I'd like that. But I've never had the guts to do it. The idea of it's almost like, okay, let's get some acid, and from the same batch, you go ahead and take some, and I'll watch to make sure everything's okay. And then there'll be a second dose for you to take while I'm taking a dose too.
Wait, 2 for me and 1 for you?
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
the
know
only
if
way
I
I
can
gotta be okay with it. I gotta make sure the stuff's okay, because you know, the idea of who knows what in the world people are putting into stuff, and you know, if I'm gonna put that in my mouth, oh my gosh, that just what?
Glass here is so wavy. These windows are like really old. And so like I can kind of like sit up and hunch over a little bit and look out the window and just sort of have a hallucination, just pretend.
Yeah. Yeah, going on a bear hunt. What will we find?
Is that a chickadee or a bear?
Yeah.
We don't have bears. I think all the white men killed them a long time ago.
Yeah, bears terrify me.
Really? I think they're cute. But I just don't buy them.
Yeah, the idea of shooting one and having it still, because its heartbeat is so slow, still having enough of what it takes to get to you and mess you up, that's scary.
I don't think I want to shoot one. I just think they should be kind of like, people should just mellow out and just not go there or whatever.
Yeah, I'm saying if one's attacking you,
Yeah.
you're done for.
That's pretty rare though. You could be doing some stupid fucking shit.
Yeah.
I heard the story of this guy.
All propaganda though. I'm scared of bears.
I heard the story of this guy. He would take the same route. Like he'd always go hiking, and he was in California too, and it's like a mountain trail thing, and he'd always take the same route, and he'd see this bear, and I guess like she had some cubs or something, but they were always like on the other side of the river, so he was never between them or nothing, and he always walked by. Well, one day he was walking by, and it was kind of like a rocky area, and a bobcat jumped down on him, and the bear defended him.
Wait, the bear defended the cub?
The man from a mountain lion that jumped out of the rocks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So bears can be nice.
Interesting.
And she'd just be swimming and catching fish by the water, or she was on the other side of the river. She made it across that river and that bobcat up.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those weird stories. I don't think it was a hoax.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, really. Because everything I think about bears, I know has been propaganda, but still.
Yeah. Do you ever watch those videos and they're like, oh, they're up east and like they'll like climb in people's swimming pools
Oh, wow.
and raid your trash?
That would freak me out. I've seen too many films about it. It got me.
People's cabins, they leave them and they forget that they left some cheese whiz in there and the bear gets a hold of it, tears the cupboard doors off. Ramen noodles and, you know, cheese whiz all over the place.
I'm sure they can make a mess.
Oh, yeah. Just think of a raccoon like 100 times bigger.
Crazy bear.
But that's all part of the beautiful creation.
Yep.
It's a purpose for them bears. These people are encroaching in their business.
Mm-hmm.
Bear lives in the forest, tear down the forest. Where's the bear go? Start moving to the cities where they can get into dumpsters. And that's people doing that, you know.
And they'll eat
Oh,
street foam too? That's crazy, Carl.
they do?
Huh. My bike seat isn't upholstered foam, it's a gel pad.
Ooh, that new stuff.
Yeah.
My cousin commutes like that in Florida. He rides his bike to the train and he takes the train. And then he only has to ride his bike like 4 blocks after he gets off the train. The dude makes ass loads of money. And he rides a bike and takes the train. He lost his license a few years ago. I know he can get it back now, but he just doesn't want it.
Yeah, his lifestyle would be changed.
Yeah, but his mom's getting up there in age. He should get his license in case, you know, she needs to go somewhere in a car. Fast. He had a problem when he was up here in Michigan. He used to like to drink a little too much, so he cleaned himself up and got back on track again. It was a situational thing for him. I don't think that like he's like hardcore or anything, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was just enough that, you know, he got a couple of drunk driving tickets. 3 strikes. I think they give you 10 years. You get caught in 10 years and they revoke your driver's license. Never happened to me. I don't even seem to get tickets. I just get citations that I have to drive 40-mile round trip to for just for a stamp on it. One time I had an expired license for 2 years and I didn't even realize it.
Oh, wow.
My daughter did. And those were back in the days when I was in my early 30s, and like if I wanted to buy cigarettes, they'd ID me.
And it was expired?
Yeah, no one told me. My daughter noticed it.
Wow.
So I just walked. I used to live in the city in town, so the Secretary of State wasn't far, so I just walked up there and renewed it. Took my eyeball test and then walked home. That sucked, man. They moved the Secretary of State out of that town. They put it way out in a suburbia area by the freeway, like where you have to drive a car to get there. Like, it's dangerous to ride a bike because people drive like maniacs and there's really no shoulder or bike path. Stupid place.
Intentional?
Probably because, they just didn't want to stay in the county seat, because people complained about parking meters. So they cut a bunch of trees down and built a big parking lot and a new brick building with a bunch of antennas on it. Oh well. Guess the fiber optics weren't good enough for him. Yeah, it was a cool place, man. They had a lot of city memorabilia. It was kind of like a museum and a DMV. They only need 10 chairs in there.
Huh.
Now they're opening them up in shopping malls.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Odd.
One of my daughter's district that has it in the shopping mall.
Huh. I've seen shopping malls that are, doing bad and have so much going out of business that they're putting like community colleges and stuff in them.
Yeah. Medical clinics.
Yeah.
It used to be Sears, but now it's a medical clinic.
Wrong.
So many people are sick.
Yeah.
Community college and shopping center. Wow. I just got lost in thought. I'm sorry.
College, yeah, it's kind of an odd one. But better that than have it all shut down and nothing happening at all.
Dead air space.
Frankly. I'm not so crazy about the whole everybody has to have a job type thing. If we could change the whole system anyway,
Yeah.
then let there be empty spaces.
It's just the thing that got me a lot in the 1980s when I started seeing a lot of urban sprawl.
Mm-hmm.
Was that places that were farms, like, I don't know, like, if they bought them out or they just made it too unfriendly to a farm, but they started building, like, shopping malls, but they would be, like, spaced far apart. And then they would have, like, 125 acres undeveloped land. And you're like, it looks plenty developed to me. There's lots of trees and bushes and shrubberies and things growing. It looks plenty developed. Those are pheasants in there. Looks plenty developed to me. So they have to pave paradise and put up a parking lot.
Exactly.
Yes, they have to have huge parking lots around an insurance company building or something.
Huh.
Or build fast food restaurant that's got to have like a racetrack around it. And parking for 500 cars. That shit. Ugh. So I came way out here because I don't see any sign of it.
JD, you naughty guy.
He's not. A penny for your thoughts, a quarter. Now, how do I get this? Because like I've won globes and stuff, and like nothing's got here yet. And I'll tell you what. I'll start a Patreon, and I'll turn on my camera and I'll act out my thoughts. I'll be thinking about washing dishes or something. No, just kidding. Cleaning the bathroom. Let's see, what else can we do? We can go out in the yard and do some lawn mowing. Oh, I can't wait for this year's mower cams.
This year's what?
Mower cams. Because I still haven't done the other side of the yard yet.
Mm.
I think we're going to have some tree cutting to do.
Especially with all the branches that fell down.
Yeah, that's branch removal. I can just probably put those at the curb. The city might pick them up. But, or we can haul them off. Or somebody will want them for firewood. Probably
Right.
just put a sign up in the store. Free kindle and firewood. Get it while it's still cold out.
Yeah.
This stuff's dry. Yeah, we lost 2 more trees this year.
That's too bad.
Bark splitting and peeling.
Is there a particular class of tree that's dying?
Ornamentals. Like the forsythias are doing good. I got a little trouble with the a couple of the lilacs.
Really? Lilacs are usually really hardy.
Yeah, and then there's a dogwood out there that's still, I don't know, probably about as big around as a leg. You know? So I gotta keep an eye on that one. There's a young maple out front that's starting to split at the bottom of the trunk.
Oh no.
And that's the same side where the 2 ornamentals died. So I hope he hangs on good. Or she. It's one of those maple trees that have dark purple leaves on it. And they started burning. The tips were burning on them in August.
A Japanese maple?
It's a maple. I don't know if it's from Japan or not, but it could be indigenous to Michigan. We have the most tree species of any state. That's weird, huh?
That is weird.
We have aspens here. Show me some aspens in Indiana. How'd they get here? But they're in Colorado and they're here. And the weird thing about aspens is like they shoot up roots, right? That's how they make a new tree. It's like all like connected together. Just don't plant one like you do like a pine tree or a maple or something. I mean, you probably could start it, but it'd probably want a couple in its company, you know. Start tangling roots up with to make more. Tell you what, if I lose any more of these, I might even think about getting some aspens. That might be a good replacement. Might be a little bit more hardier. But I really love May, you know, because that's when we get all the blooms. So that's 2 less trees blooming. This place is crazy in May. It is absolutely crazy. Everything has flowers on it. If it doesn't, the leaves are just opening up, so they're like flowers themselves.
So that's in 2 months.
Yes.
So assuming
Let me
Flat
outside.
assuming Flat Earth isn't 100% out in the public, will you give us a tour of the blooms?
A tour of the balloons.
Blooms.
Blooms. Yeah. Yeah, I could
Yep.
do.
That would be super awesome to see.
I do have video of them on my cameras. I've got a lot of material to post on YouTube. A lot. It's just, I got to get it converted and figure out how to work Windows 10.
Mm.
Like, I just don't want to go out and buy a bunch of fucking programs and shit. It's just kind of pissing me off.
Yeah.
I got a friend who could probably do it for me. I could just log in at his house and just have him upload them for me because they're pretty much already edited in an MPEG-4. Some aren't. Got waterfalls, sunsets, Lake
Oh, nice.
Michigan,
Mhm.
zooming in on boats, airplane stuff.
Oh.
The funny one where I ran over a skunk when I was landing. And that's good because you can like see the runway, so like I can make Coriolis jokes, you know. Like maybe like do words or something, you know, over.
Like
you
make
know,
a meme.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just like, you know, tell a story as, you know, the plane's going in. I'm not saying anything. Just sorry. You know, just put up some writing or something in there. Nope. Don't feel no Coriolis here.
Carl can help you with that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to start writing down Carl's lyrics as they go by in the chat.
He'll be thrilled.
Want me to do that, Carl? You're still there? Probably went to work.
He didn't say goodbye. What?
Maybe he's just getting ready.
Could be. Although it's kind of late for him to be starting work. Usually he's there.
Yeah, it's going on 9.
Yeah. Although it is a Sunday.
Yep, so he might have just got up. Had breakfast and fell back to sleep. It is Sunday. Why was I thinking it's Monday?
It feels like it. I don't know.
Well, that's all right. I have an extra day to get shit done.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. We were talking about time earlier or something. Who was talking about time?
It's a subject that comes up pretty often.
You might have been at work still, though.
Yeah, I'm sure I was because I don't remember it coming up.
There he is. I'd rather die than work Sundays. I'm just listening. Aww.
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 Aww, Carl.
Sunday.
Aww.
Only think Globers work on Sunday because they're just so greedy.
I'm glad I'm
People
off on
who have
Sunday.
to. And people who have to.
Yeah. Gosh, your day off and you're awake? Oh my goodness.
I know I kind of went to bed early last night. Proud of you, Carl. Staying on a schedule like that. It's good hygiene.
Up and doing stuff.
Oh yeah, there's another good video. Oh, there's a couple more. Maybe like 3 I need to post real soon. All right, one's fog. It turned on the night vision and did macro shots of fog moving around. It's pretty creepy. Let's see. Oh, there's a really good one in a lighthouse. And I like zoom way out and there's a seagull. It takes off flying and I follow it for like a mile all the way out into the water where it landed. I got good at like tracking things, you know. It's like I would practice on planes.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got the camera, I'd practice on planes and then birds. Got lots of birds. Some of them are boring because it's like an hour of, you know, robins feeding their babies. They're cute.
That stuff could still go viral.
Yeah. I could shorten it up, have them do voices. Because there's this one part's really funny because, like, the mom, she's sitting there and she's, like, getting impatient, you know? And they just, like, the chicks keep popping their heads up and they're, like, weaving back and forth, their mouths open. They look kind of freaky because they don't have feathers or anything. And, you know, she's, like, waiting. You could just see her like shifting around and she cleans the nest out a little bit, shifting around. Then dad comes flying back with 2 worms. And she gets up on the side of the nest and she's like, "What? Only 2 worms? We got 3 babies." She takes off flying. So he stuffs it down 2 and 1 didn't get a worm. And it's like, oh. So she came back and gave it a worm. I could like shorten it up, you know, kind of.
Well, Carl can help you have the last things you put on there saying the earth is flat.
Yeah.
And then make it go viral.
We fly really high and we haven't noticed any curvature either. We traveled 1,000 miles and we didn't feel a Coriolis effect, nor did we notice a curvature. From the air.
Just found out Hillary Clinton is flat.
What flat? Oh, you muted.
It was strange.
What did you or you're not gonna say. Okay. You don't have to say.
He said that he said a certain political figure was flat. I said Bob's flat. You hear birds? Yeah, I like the sunlight in the morning too because it's usually a lot clearer and brighter. The evening, it's just like they just follow the sun with those damn fucking sprayer planes and you just get brown and pink. Ow. Oh my gosh. Killing me with cuteness. kitty. Talk about bookends. Oh, look, he's patting his shoulder.
See the light from my cell phone. So funny. Kitty, kitty.
Aw.
You're your sister now. Aw.
This is too adorable.
See progress. He says, no, do my head. Do my head. Okay. Can you hear that little purr?
Yeah, I got myself muted so like I don't take away from the scene.
Two fluff balls. Boy, do they shed. So pretty.
Well, I bet you don't shed as much as Ava.
Probably not.
You know, I'm thinking about making sweaters.
I actually knew somebody who, when I had a dog, I shaved the dog, or clipped her pretty close, and the person took the hair and used a real loom and used the real spinner thing and spun thread first and made sweaters.
Wow. You do that probably out of like those Bichon freeze things.
Mm.
Little poofy dogs, their hair will keep growing. And Wheaton Terriers too, their hair will keep on growing. That's the thing with Ava. She's mixed with Aussie, so you know, she doesn't need to have her hair cut all the time. She just needs it combed a lot. It tangles. She's very funny looking when she's wet.
Is it wavy?
I'll just go straight because I just put a ton of Pantene conditioner in her hair to keep the tangles out.
Huh.
Yes, I use human conditioner on the dogs. Please, nobody get mad at me.
Many people do.
Put it on my head. I'll put it on theirs too. Don't hurt them.
Propaganda for more sales. That's all that
Right.
was.
Just use some, mix some fleece shampoo up with some Tagrin and now your dog don't itch. Then finish it off with some Pantene hair conditioner. Dog skin's fine. And dogs know the earth is flat.
Of course.
but they like to play with balls.
They like to roll in stinky stuff too.
Yup. Ava hasn't done that in a while.
Ugh.
Last time she did that, I just had her groomed. And not only that, I got bit by a spider. I couldn't move my arm very well. Oh no. What is it? Green shit. They like that green stuff. What is it? Bird
don't know.
shit or putrid worms? I don't know. It's the same shit. They all roll in the same stuff. They always have to put it on their neck. What
Huh.
is it?
It's the weirdest thing when they find it, and normally I don't see stuff like that, but then you have a dog and they go find it somewhere and roll in it, and then it's green stuff on them. It's like, where did you find this?
Yeah,
So weird.
they'll find it.
Maybe it's guacamole every time.
Their kind of guacamole. Here, smell my guacamole.
I'm sure it's somebody's poop.
Yeah, it's like green slime, dark greenish black slime.
Some kind of bird poop.
Yeah, probably hawk shit. Boy, the hawks have been out.
Wonder
Yeah.
why.
I don't know. There's a lot of them. Probably because they could see the branches right now. Good. I haven't seen that young squirrel. Maybe they got him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we get the big red ones here. Like they're like raptors, so huge.
I rarely see anything like that right here.
Whoop, there goes a little birdie. Oh no, please don't build a nest on the porch light. Oh no.
Is it doing that?
There's one flip to the porch light, and now they're both in the bush. Oh, there goes another one. I think they're vying. I think it's a real estate deal out here with the porch light. We'll see who nests there. I was hoping to paint it this year.
The porch?
Porch light. I did the lamp posts out in the yard, and I used like spray paint, different like colors, and they kind of made them look like they're like kind of like I used like gold, copper, green, black. And like a teal blue too. Yeah, they look cool. A lot better than just painted plain old black. Put a patina on them. They're snoring. My dog snores. Jake. Oh, Jake. It's funny how much animals are alike people. I mean, we're different. But we're like a lot alike. Like we can live with them. Like we can live with pets sometimes better. We can live with other people. So it's something to think about. Your dog's always happy to see you.
Right?
I know.
Always.
Your mate might not be. Your mate might not be happy with what time you come home. Your dog doesn't care. You came home. I don't care if you were gone 5 minutes. You could have been gone 10 hours. If you were gone 10 hours, you could have been gone 5 minutes. It's the same reaction. I love you. You're home. Hey, what's in the bag?
Hmm.
Can we go for a walk? Hey, I'm glad to see you. Always happy.
Hmm.
Cats go off too. Where's the food? So anyway, that weird kitty that showed up when my daughter was here.
The
He's
black
missing.
one?
Yeah, missing all the way from across town.
Hmm.
And somebody had a poster up.
Hmm.
And I guess David called on it. Said, look, cat was at my house for 4 days. And then there was a storm and we don't know what happened to the cat. And when we checked with the neighbors said, yeah, there's a black cat that lives there. You saw it. No, its legs are too long. It's like, because this cat, this little black cat, I guess he's like, they said on the thing he was 9 months old, neutered, which my daughter checked him. And I combed him. He let me comb his belly when he was here.
Hmm.
He was already well groomed. And she said that, you know, he smelled like he had been washed. I mean, like, he isn't like outdoors a lot, you know. So we just let him spend the night here because it was cold out. And then there was a bad storm and didn't come back. And he moved in with some people, I guess. So anyway, this woman who has the cat somehow has our phone number because David talked to her.
Huh.
She calls the house and I answer the phone. She goes, you've got 10 minutes to get here and pick this fucking cat up if you want it back.
Whoa.
And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I go, you might want to talk to Dave. She says, well, I don't know what you're talking about. She said, you were supposed to be here already. And I'm like, I don't know you. You must be mistaking me for someone else.
Wow. Weird.
So she's like bitching me out on the phone. She goes, oh, forget it. She just got in the driveway. I'm sorry. And she hung up. Like that. I'm sorry. And she hung up.
Wow. The nerve.
I know. At least she said I'm sorry, but she didn't. She just said, I'm sorry. Hung up.
Ugh.
She didn't want to give the cat up, you know.
Hmm.
But I don't know how it got all the way across town.
Hmm.
But it was a munchkin, you know, like part munchkin and part regular cat. His legs were short. But he didn't like fit that munchkin profile, you know what I mean? He was like probably like regular cat mixed with it.
Hmm.
It's a beautiful cat. My daughter's ready to take it home. I said, honey, it belongs to somebody, you know, we need to find out who, you know, who it is.
Hmm.
That's like catnapping. I said, look, if we don't find out who the cat belongs to in a few weeks, I'll let you know.
You wanted to go home too, you know? That's the thing.
Yeah. Dave said the kitty wanted to go home too. I think it was lost.
Huh. All right. Well, I think
So,
I'm about ready to go to bed.
yeah, me too. I'm going to have a little something to eat and
Hmm.
back. Probably listen to some music. I got him. I'm sorry. Talking to Dave.
Oh.
They're in here. I'm sorry.
Oh, you found his cigarettes.
I bug out at his smokes. I don't like them.
Yeah. Nicotine. It probably doesn't matter that you like them or not.
You know, my dad quit smoking. My mom quit smoking. Quit smoking about the same time. It was terrible. I don't want to be around those people. And anyway, my mom would slice up celery sticks, and my dad would like chew on celery sticks. He found out that they're high in nicotine.
Really?
Yeah, they have nicotine in them.
No
So
kidding.
that's how he got over his handling a cigarette thing. Some people handle a cigarette. He used to spin his cigarettes between his fingers, like he had like habit thing, you know. And he smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day, and he quit.
Wow.
It didn't stop him from getting cancer, though.
That stinks.
30 years later. 25, maybe. I don't think it was related to smoking, though. Keep my dogs.
Yeah. Are they playing?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you get your rest, and I'm gonna go to. Nice talking flat earth and other hot shit in airplane.
That was so funny.
Hey, we're just doing our duty as broadcasters here.
The boys get their turn, we get our turn.
Yes, it's good to be dutiful.
All right, well, be well, and I will talk to you soon.
You too. You be well.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bada 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 swing bada. Hello, 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 hello. How are you doing? I'm fine, and I'm gonna make some lunch. And I'm gonna put some weed in it, baby. Weed in it, baby. A lot of weed in it, baby. Weed, 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 weed.